Okay, welcome back to Protect the Bag, where we keep it real, keep it clear, and help our community stay prepared, proud, and protected. Today, we're talking about wills. Important, right? And let's go ahead and clear something up right now. A will is not just for millionaires, celebrities, or somebody with a yacht named Blessed and Booked. I would love a yacht called Blessed and Booked. Don't that sound like a yacht that we would ride around in with that on the back, Blessed and Booked?
Yes, because I am blessed and booked. I do like that.
And if you have people you love, anything you own, or opinions about what should have happened when you're no longer here to explain yourself, this conversation is for you.
Yeah. So this conversation is very big because most people don't really have these conversations. So what we're going to talk about is exactly because too many people hear the word will and they instantly think that, oh, that's for rich folks. I know. It's for us folks. So, no, a will is really about clarity, care, and control.
You know, without one, your family may be left grieving, confused, stressed, and trying to figure out what you would have wanted. That happens to a lot of families where they just assume, she wanted it to go, her belongings to go to a person, or he wanted this to go to that person. It creates a lot of confusion, right?
Yes, it does.
So while the law starts making decisions you never wrote down, if that happens, the law will step in and just pick out whatever happens depending upon which state you live in. So a little bit of information. I'm going to read this to you guys. Florida's probate guidance says that when someone dies without a valid will, probate may still be needed, and probate assets pass under Florida law. Georgia says that if there's no valid will, property is distributed to living relatives according to Georgia law. So it all depends on the state that you live in and how your assets are distributed with your will. That is not something you or I or anybody can control.
Right. So today we're making this real fun, simple, and useful. We're sharing facts from Florida and Georgia, and we want to bust a few myths.
We're gonna bust a couple myths.
I love to bust the myths.
We're gonna bust some
busting
myths.
bubbles today. So we want to help you folks understand why will actually matters.
And I'm going to start off by setting the stage. We're going to talk about Florida versus Georgia, and I have some interesting facts here for you guys that I want to share with. The facts. So let's start with some of these fast facts. Okay. So we'll let you guys know Florida's July 1st, 2025 population estimate is about 23.46 million people. That's a lot of people in Florida. Now, we're from Florida, so that's -2.
Hey, -2.
So we're not doing no more. Georgia is about 11.30 million. And so just about half of the population of the state of Florida. Georgia is a much smaller state,
right,
but it's great up here.
It's great. The peach state.
And remember, so both states are home to a lot of families, a lot of property, and a whole lot of people who should not be leaving their final wishes to vibes alone.
Oh, no.
It's not about just what do you think her vibe was, when she passed away? Should she have left this to her cousin, her auntie? What was she giving? We're not trying to do that.
Right? Please don't guess for me, baby. Please don't guess for me. And don't create the vibe for me. I am the vibe. So, please adhere to my wishes. So here's another important one. Florida has an older population than Georgia. And about 21.8% of Florida residents 65 age or older, compared to 15.7% in Georgia. So those stats alone is like alarming.
Yeah.
That matters because conversations about wills caregiving and legacy planning become even more important as families go on. And that's basically based on the consensus.gov.
Yeah, census.gov is a great tool. That's where these facts come from. We're not sharing things off the top of our noggin, even though we could.
We can.
We wanted to bring you actual facts. So this to continue in translation, in Florida especially, there are a lot of households where somebody should have already had a plan in place.
Okay.
Say it again.
Somebody should have had a plan in place.
But Georgia shouldn't get too comfortable now because those peaches, you know,
Them
Georgia,
peaches get withered.
hey, peaches get withered now. They start getting a little, undigestible. And so, because Georgia's population is growing too, families still need to plan ahead and talk about it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And both states have strong home ownership, which that's something to note. Florida's owner occupied housing rate is about 67.6%, in comparison to Georgia, which is 65.7%.
Oh, that's big.
Now, that's a gap right there. And the median of owner occupied home value is about $359,000 in Florida, in comparison to 303 in Georgia. So they're about right. Yeah, Georgia is a sliver under Florida, but either way, so when people say I don't really have an estate, sometimes that's not even really true. No. A home, land, vehicles, savings accounts, family keepsakes, all of that.
Yeah.
That is exactly why planning matters, because if you don't plan and you don't protect those items will be lost.
Oh, so right. Some folks hear estate and they imagine a mansion. Right?
Yeah.
They imagine, if I don't have a big house or I don't have extreme wealth, then I don't have an estate. I want to make sure that you guys understand that sometimes, estate looks like a house, a car, life insurance, your important papers, a bank account, and the couch everybody's fighting over. It could be something that simple.
I like that burgundy couch.
Yeah, it could be as simple as somebody saying, hey, I want that couch. And mama's supposed to leave me that couch, but that couch would be 95 years old.
Man. Honey, don't nobody want that couch.
But guess what? that particular sibling or family member want that couch because it meant something to them. So
yes.
That's important facts, y'all. And so next, we're going to kind of tap into something different. And I think VP's going to love this because she likes to talk about the facts. The socioeconomic facts that make this real.
Like, I'm all about the facts. Yeah. I love the facts. I love to bring the facts. That's how we get lost as a society when we don't know the facts. You got to know what's in your soup, if you get what I'm saying. So let's talk about that. So let's talk about why it matters economically too, because right now, where we are in an economic downturn. Everybody know that it's not the writing on the wall. You can see it. You can see the prices of gas and everything increasing. Yeah. But let's talk about what that matters to us. Florida median household income is about $74,568, comparison to Georgia's, which is $77,353. So they're slightly sliver different. Yeah. But poverty is 12% in Florida and it's 12.6% in Georgia. Still slightly, moderate. Okay. So in both states, families are working hard to try to build stability. They working hard and they may not have extra money for conflict, court complications, or preventable confusion after loss. Everybody knows after somebody passes away or after there is loss, you are lost. You're emotionally just a wreck. So that's why these things are important to have in place before that happens.
It's so important. And you know what, Nina? That's the key. It's not just about wealth. It's about protecting whatever you worked for, even if you're still building it. Our lives are progressive. And if you're still building up your life, doesn't mean that you don't have anything of value in it to protect. Okay.
Amen.
And in communities where every dollar matters, avoidable confusion can hit even harder. Where communities where, unfortunately, if you're not wealthy or you live right at that line in terms of what you can afford to live off of, let one emergency happen. One person pass away that's a breadwinner. One person has a medical emergency. Someone has something that takes them away from you.
Yeah.
And you were relying on that person. I mean, you got to think about what Nina just said, preventable confusion after a loss. You don't want that confusion. So what else do we have here?
So Florida is internationally connected demographically. About 21.9% of Florida residents are foreign born compared to about 11.2% of Georgia. And 30.6% of Floridians actually speak another language than English at home compared to 15.5% in Georgia. So that's a huge difference. That's one more reason why estate planning education needs to be plain language, practical, and easy to understand so you can digest it, understand it, and put something in place.
Yeah, so she just said it right there, easy to understand, which is exactly why we do this series. We want to break this stuff down in plain language. You know, we want to make sure that you understand, because sometimes the barrier is not intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that people don't care.
Mm-hmm.
It's that the process has been made to sound complicated, expensive, or only for certain kinds of people.
Yes. Right? And we gonna go.
And we're here to say, no, the knowledge belongs to everybody. And I'm going to say it again: no, world, this knowledge belongs to everybody. Now, we're talking about Florida and Georgia today, but we're going to be breaking down how it works in other states as we progress in this series. So that's super important. Now let's kind of graduate to the next section. We wanted to talk about a reality check, a national reality check.
Okay.
I think that, like we just talked about, we're talking about Florida and Georgia, but we're going to zoom out for a second.
Yes.
One recent national survey from caring.com found that fewer than 32% of Americans, all 51 states, have a will, even though 64% say having one is important.
It is.
So that means a lot of people know this matters and they still haven't done it. Okay.
Are you one of those people?
Are we one of these people?
You need to do
it. Is it you out there?
Is it you?
Is it you?
I'm waiting for. Don't pay me no mind.
But she's right. Is it you?
Is it you I'm waiting for? Like, call me.
Who needs the reality check and you still haven't done it? And so this is not based on us. But VP, what else do we?
Man, I'm being honest with y'all. That gap is wild.
Oh, it's wild.
It's out of control. If you in that gap, or you on this call, this video right now, and you have not done anything, you know somebody who is don't have anything in place, you have a family member, a relative that don't have nothing in place. No, you need to share this with them and let them read this or hear this, because this is so important right now, more now than ever. So people know it matters. First thing.
Yeah.
People mean well.
Yeah.
Second thing. But I need to do that keeps turning into I get to it later.
And later is undefeated. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's always, you're never going to beat later happening.
No.
We're not living in the future. We're living in right now.
Yes, right now. And right now is where it matters, not the future, because you're not your future self. You are your self, which is today.
Let's live in the present.
And
so
then,
what else you got?
And then I would like to interject the research, because I'm all about the research. Everybody know me. I'm gonna find the numbers.
I mean, she's gonna dig through every single report on the planet.
I did. So for you today, I have Pew Research also found that most Americans don't have a living will until they're in their 70s. Are you there? If you are there and you're about close to 70 and you have nothing in place, you are in an emergency situation. You need to call us today. You're in a crisis situation because you are more exposed than anybody else.
You're vulnerable population.
Vulnerable.
Absolutely.
Call us, please.
Absolutely.
We can help you. And about 66% of adults in their 70s say that they have created a will, while among adults under 60, about maybe a third fewer, they've researched that and found that the higher the income in adults, the more likely they will have to have a will in place. Lower income adults are more likely to not have a will in place, which leads to my next thing, which means you are in that situation where you are getting the generational wealth gap.
Oh.
And you write in the clause. So you ain't know. So I want you, we want to help save you.
Yeah.
We want to give you a life raft. Yeah. Now, we can't save you if you don't want to save yourself.
Oh, well, she said something there.
Yeah.
And you know what? That means two things. Mm-hmm. First, younger adults, they often wait too long.
They do.
We consider ourselves still young adults.
On both sides.
It do. Yeah, we're still young adults. Forget what you heard. We're young adults. Mm-hmm. And second, access and income shape who gets planned protection and who gets left exposed. So I'm going to say that again. Access and income shape who gets planned protection and who gets left exposed. Mm-hmm. So if you don't have access to this information and you don't have the income to pay for it, you are more than likely not protected, or you're not aware of how vulnerable you are as an adult. That is why this topic is more than paperwork. It's also about dignity.
Okay.
We can speak that and preach that all day.
Don't leave out of here like that.
Don't do me like that. Let me go out good, right?
Help me out.
So, like we said, keep those points in mind. Access and income shape who gets planned protection, who gets left exposed.
Absolutely.
I will stand by that.
Yes.
The next thing we have here. I know BP's gonna love this because he likes to make it go right in there.
Right,
and so we want to talk about what a will actually does.
What does it do?
What does it do?
What does it do? I want to know. Do you want to know what a will does? Because you probably don't know, do you? That's why you're here. So I'm gonna help you out. Let me bring the milk to the table. So let's make this real plain for y'all. A will is a written way of saying, this is what I want done with my property, and this is who I trust to handle things. Repeat it with me. This is what I want done with my property, and this is
who I trust
to handle things. Okay, pause right there. Now, the Florida Bar says that a will also lets you decide who gets your property instead of the law making the choice for you. Bingo.
Oh my God. So that right there is one of the most important lines in the whole episode here. We've been talking a lot here, but that right there, if the law is going to make the decision for you, you have no say so. Neither does your family members. A will, and this is really important. A will let your voice show up on paper when you can't show up in person.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Your wills and your directions help you. So next, VP, tell us what the Florida Bar says.
Well, the Florida Bar, I love the Florida Bar. If you don't really know about what to do and you need some questions answered, the Florida Bar is a great place to go to find out information and specifics. So the Florida Bar says that the person making the will must generally be at least 18 years of age and of sound mind. And the will must be written and executed with a legal witness and notarization formalities in Florida. It also says that the will must be proved valid in probate court to be effective. So let me help you out with this one.
Help them.
18, you must be at least 18.
Grown.
At least has sound mind.
Please. If you please have a sound mind.
If you don't have a sound mind, then you can just wait until your mind get back right.
Yeah.
It must be written and executed with legal witnessing and notarization formalities. That's what Florida requires. And it also must be proved valid in probate court to be effective. So Florida takes you through a lot more steps to make sure you save your bag.
Yeah, they got a lot more in place. And let's talk about Georgia. And in Georgia, Georgia.gov, straight from the source, says a valid will must be in writing and signed. It does not have to be notarized.
Excuse me?
It does not have to be notarized.
See what I'm saying?
And it does not have to be submitted to probate court in advance. So you can get it there prepared and put it in your drawer. Hold on to it. Georgia also says that the will must be signed in the presence of two witnesses who must also sign it. Now, I'll be honest with you all. I've had personal experience with this, where getting something officiated and signed off on doesn't require a technical notary, but they do need two people to witness it to make sure that the person that wanted to do it was in sound mind, and could make these decisions with as an adult.
Yeah.
It's important that children aren't making wills decisions. No. It's not a good idea. Some children are emancipated in some states, and still, who wants children that don't have the maturity making life impacting decisions such as your will? So, VP, what else?
So, to be honest, that already tells us something really important, and I'm gonna see if you caught it. Because what I caught is that, did you catch it? You ain't catch it. So I'm gonna bring the fish in.
Yeah.
You see me? You see me now?
Bringing the fish to you. Okay.
Rules are not identical from state to state. They are different. Georgia and Florida is different, just like Carolina is different, just like Texas is different, just like Louisiana is different. Whatever state you're in, those laws and those rules are going to be totally different than another state. So don't use this as a way to base it. Oh, well, I'm in she in South Carolina, my sister said, a cousin said that this and this. No, cousin might be in a whole total different state than you are. So please do your research before you claim the thing.
And exactly, that's why folks should not assume that something they heard from a cousin, a co-worker, or a random Facebook philosopher automatically applies to them. Now, we're not random Facebook philosophers. We're actually professionals. We're actually licensed professionals that can help guide you through the process. We don't provide legal advice, of course, because we don't wear the attorney hats, but we do help with your forms support as an organization. And we want you to know this information. Your cousin is not your estate planner unless that cousin is a certified attorney in your state. Your coworker, more than likely, is not your estate planner, because that person does not or should not be making decisions about your will or your estate unless y'all have that kind of bond. And this is just,
I'm pretty sure you don't.
And I'm pretty sure my co-workers, I love some of them in the past,
but
got along great. But I'm not gonna leave you on my stuff until leave it up to you. No way. And for Facebook philosophers, now I'm gonna dig into that.
Yeah, digging that a little bit.
I don't like the fact that there are so many of us out here, professionals, that are misguiding people. Okay, we took the time to make sure that these facts are brought to you directly and with detail and care. And she's not gonna let me say that wrong anyway. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that you understand that this is factual information, not from a Facebook influencer or just some stuff that was randomly just put together. We care about what we're doing as an organization. Trowell House, the Man with the Vision, our Protected Bag series is all about giving you this information in a way that translates easily. So next part, that's what we're going to kind of tap into easily. What happens if there is no will, Nina? Yeah. So now let's talk about what happens when somebody dies without a will. Clearly, death is a scary topic, but we all got to do it. We all got to go through that transition in life. And I think that the concept of it is kind of ruling, and that's why we bring such lightheartedness and such joy to talking about protecting your assets, protecting your bag, because while you're here, that's when it counts.
Yeah.
And so we're going to talk about what happens when somebody dies without a will in Florida. Verbatim. The Florida bar explains that if someone dies without a valid will, they die intestate.
Repeat that. Intestate.
That is spelled INTESTATE.
Look it up.
And probate assets pass according to Florida law. The state only takes property if the person has no heirs. So there are a lot of single people or people who are in a household where it's just them, and they don't have heirs to pass assets to. And so the state can step in and take your property if it's not going to transfer to nobody.
Yes, they can.
But Florida does do their due diligence to ensure that it doesn't happen. So that peace of mind, they do grant that by trying to do everything they can to locate a living relative. But if they don't, you're going to pass intestate. Okay.
And whatever you have.
Tell us about Georgia.
Now let's talk about Georgia, because the good old peach state. Let's talk about that. So Georgia.gov says something similar in plain language. If there is no valid will, property is distributed to living relatives like a spouse or children, according to the Georgia law. So it's different than Florida law. And that's what we mean by it varies state to state.
So here's the sentence I want people to remember, right? If you don't make the plan, the law will use its own plan. Ouch. Don't say it again. If you don't make a plan, the law will use its own plan. And that plan may not match your relationships. It may not match your values. It may not match your family dynamics or your wishes. Now, VP, how does that sound?
Whew, Lord have mercy. This sounds like confusion. Okay, I'm gonna be real.
Right, if you don't do it right, I'm gonna be everybody fighting.
If you don't do it right, everybody's fighting. Chaos, confusion. There's no peace. Everybody crying. You're already mourning. You're going through it, and the only thing that you can really do here is deal with the family drama that enters the chat, that enters the room. Now, my question is to you, do you really want to do that? Because what you thought was obvious may not actually be obvious to everybody else.
At all. So here we go. You may think, of course, my daughter knows what I wanted.
She don't.
Of course, my brother would have handled it right. Now, I'm going to handle you right. If, you know, I got you.
Not every brother like mine.
Like you know what I'm saying? And of course, everybody will be fair. We assume everybody's going to do the right thing.
They're not.
Everybody's going to, I know she's going to do right by me. Maybe grief mixed with paperwork can become a whole new personality. Yes. You get somebody stressed out dealing with paperwork about someone's passing
or emotional wreck,
the emotional distress that comes from that. Yes. That person's not in their right mind. They're dealing with their grief.
Yes.
And so next we want to move on to a good section here because this is going to be a little bit fun.
It's going to be a little fun.
We're going to do a little bit of myth busting because like we just talked about how important it is to not assume that people are going to do you right. I'm gonna let VP start off with our first myth. Our first myth. So, what's your first one you got?
My first myth, because I like this one because I actually get this one sometimes. I'm not rich, so I don't need no will.
I'm rich. I'm kidding.
Now I'm gonna repeat that again.
I wish we was. I want to. Yeah.
I'm not rich, so girl, what all that you talking about? I don't need no will. Let me tell you something. You're wrong. Okay, so tell them why it's false.
So it is completely false. If you have a home, a vehicle, or personal items, savings, children, simply strong feelings about who you should handle your affairs, a will still matters. The value of a will is not just money; it's direction and clarity.
Thank you.
Direction and clarity, not confusion and fighting. Okay,
that's right.
That practical takeaway follows directly from the state guidance on how wills direct property and estate administration, especially based on the Florida bar. They explain that you need to have direction and clarity. It's a part of the legal parameters. The courts don't want to deal with you with your unclear family drama. They want you to be direct and clear about what's particularly needed in your family dynamics. Yeah. So what's myth number 2?
So myth number 2, if I die without a will, everything will automatically go where I want it to go. They know what I want them to do. So you got somebody that magic can read your mind.
Yeah. And so that's false too.
False. They can't read your mind, especially when you gone.
Oh no, Florida and Georgia both say that when there is no valid will in place, property passes according to state law. Okay, not according to unspoken hopes, family assumptions, or emotional speeches y'all have at y'all repasses.
Don't do that. Don't
just because you. I'm sorry. It's awful, but we're laughing because we have a lighthearted approach to this. We want you to understand how to protect your bag, and there is no point of going to somebody's repass assuming that they just left you everything. Imagine how awful that's gonna feel.
Oh my God.
You know this person, you just assume the dude left you the Cadillac, but then when you get there, it ain't go to you. It was sold. Okay. Or perhaps it's so wrapped, they got title loans on it, and it can't nobody get
it. There's a lien on it. Ain't nobody get
what's myth number 3?
Myth number 3. Once I sign a will, I can just scribble on it later and change it.
Oh God, no. That's a good idea. Florida bar specifically warns that writing on a will after it has been executed may invalidate part or all of it.
X'd
out. Your will
is done.
You cross out your baby name and then you just write in your other baby name.
No.
That is going to invalidate your entire document, and no one's going to assume. They're going to assume that when that person passes, that somebody crossed out a name and wrote somebody else's name. And does that really show direction and clarity, which is what the Florida bar is suggesting?
No, it does not. It actually shows confusion, chaos, and unclear situation.
So the Florida bar specifically warns that writing on a will after it has been executed may invalidate part or all of it. I'll repeat that. And Florida says changes should be made through a new will.
That's right.
Or a codicil done with the same legal formality.
That's right.
All that fancy word means is that you got it redone.
Please redo.
Okay, or you made an agreement with someone in the family that is listed on that will that is in tandem in agreement with that change, and still the confusion and lack of direction and clarity with a written on scribbled out will is going to confuse anybody.
Don't scribble on mine.
No. She's going to come back and get you for scribbling on her.
Yeah, I'm going to ride you like
CB. So what's our myth number 4?
Oh, myth number 4. So this one right here. Now, this one is, I wouldn't say it's like a big myth, but I do hear it sometimes. Yeah. And it's basically saying that a will means that everything avoids probate. A will does not mean that everything avoids probate. You can just get that out your mind.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. So
tell them what it means.
More facts here. The Florida bar probate guidance explains that probate may still be necessary to transfer probate assets. Even if a person has a valid will. It also notes that some assets do not require probate to transfer ownership. So
like a dog.
Like a dog. Now, we love our dogs. I have a dog.
My pet baby. I love fur babies.
We love our dogs.
We love our dogs.
It is unlikely that a person is going to, a court, probate court is going to entertain the lack of clarity about who should get a dog.
Right.
They're going to assume whoever is providing the care and the support for that animal is the one that gets it. But something like a parent or a child
is different.
It's different, right? Yeah. So, what you got next for us?
So the grown-up version. The grown-up.
You gotta be grown.
All the grown folks. Where y'all at? 18 and over, you know what I'm saying? I don't care how old you is now. Keep your age to yourself. But if you're 18 and older and you own this, this is for you. A will is important, but it is not magic, honey.
Exactly. Okay? It's a key part of planning, not the whole universe. It's just a part of it. Yeah. You know, the will is important, but it's not magic. It's not going to resolve every single little bitty thing unless you put every little bitty thing in those requests.
And some people are meticulous like that. If your person is very meticulous.
Oh my gosh. I'm
it won't be my brother because he's not really meticulous like that. But me.
Oh yeah, she's gonna have her graduation tassel from high school assigned to the right kid.
It's gonna be assigned to the right kid. Trust me.
So then now we want to kind of break it down a little bit and engage a bit more because we're going to wrap things up shortly.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick round with you so that way you can understand. You could take some of these notes and informations back with you and help you understand exactly what needs to get done.
Right.
When you start thinking about your will and you start thinking about certain things, this conversation can be played over and over and over again. Get it in your mind, get it in your heart. And so the first thing is that, question I want to ask you all. Which state is older demographically? And I think VP wants to answer that for us. Is it Florida or Georgia?
So, of course, the oldest state, drum roll. Yes, is Florida. Florida is actually Florida. Florida, where you at? You on here? Call us. But Florida is actually older than Georgia, and demographically, And the residents are 65 and older compared to 15.7% in Georgia. And that comes from the consensus.gov. So that is real statistics and real data.
So there's more older people in Florida.
Right. So Florida, it's a retirement state now. It is no longer just a destination to go to Orlando and Disney and Epcot and Busch Gardens.
People want to live in the good old
People want to live in the good old Sunshine State, and they are now here. So Florida is considered a retirement state now.
So our next question, if I'm back to help you all engage, think about which state has a slightly higher poverty rate. Think about, we're talking about wills and what people have and the money and what they don't have. How can you answer that for us?
Well, to be honest, poverty hits everybody in every state. But in Georgia, it's 12.6% compared to 12% in Florida. So Georgia is slightly more impoverished than Florida. And I understand why.
Yeah. Question 3, Nina. Do most Americans already have a will?
No. Most.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm a realist. I'm just letting y'all know.
Call Trowell House.
Call Trowell House because I know you don't have a will in place.
I'll walk you through it.
But I usually go find my references and statistics from other places, but according to Carrington.com, they found that fewer than 32% they don't even have a will in place. 64% is saying they have one and it's important. They have it and it's important. They recognize it's important, but they don't have it in place.
So you're saying 32% of people feel like that they do and whatever, and that's like not even that much. That's not even half.
That's not even half. No.
And then you're talking about that 64% having one. It's important.
It's important.
But I probably ain't
did it. In fact, if you are that person and you on this and you watching this, you know what? I heard about a will and I maybe want to protect my stuff, but have you done it? That's the big question right there. If you are at a certain age, I want to know, have you done it? And if you have not done it, what's holding you back? Why haven't you done it?
Why haven't you done it? Question 4. See how passionate VP is? I thought she was gonna smash y'all. I'm
not playing with y'all. It's time to get these assets from this government.
It's time to get this money and protect y'all stuff.
Protect that bag, baby.
Another question I have. In Georgia, does a will have to be notarized?
Okay, so Georgia and Florida are totally different. The only reason why we're referencing Georgia and Florida because we are we have family in Florida and we reside in Georgia. So Georgia.gov says no, it don't have to be notarized, but it must be written, signed, and signed in the presence of 2 witnesses. I ain't talking about somebody that you don't you have as a trusted that is a person that you use for all your stuff. I'm talking about somebody that's a witness because they want to make sure that it's unbiased.
Unbiased. And you know what? Look at us. We're being educated, elevated in a state aware. Because we want you to be educated, elevated in a state aware.
Yes.
And so as we wrap up and close, VP, help us. Take us away.
All right. So here's what I want viewers to take away. A will is not about being fancy. Honey, get the fancy out your head. A will is about being responsible, clear, and kind to the people that you love.
And people protecting the bag is not just about making money. Yeah, it sounds like about making money and such, but it's also about protecting your people from confusion, conflict, and unnecessary hardship. Like I harped on in the beginning of this conversation, unnecessary hardship. It does not have to be hard.
Yeah.
Someone's estate is already a tough topic to discuss. Why do we want to make it tougher than what it needs to be without being prepared?
Yes.
And so here's your next steps. And I want you guys to start simple and write these couple things down now.
You see that? You see,
Nina gonna start you early and write it down for you.
I'm gonna write it down for you.
She's gonna send it to you.
Yeah, let's do that.
If you're watching this video, you're gonna get an opportunity to just take these tidbits of information, and it's just 4 things we want you to write down. The first thing is who matters to you. Who matters?
Who?
who
matters to you. You need to know that.
Yeah. And you correct spelling, because it has to be clear, right?
Yes, be very clear. The next one.
What you own, what do you actually have? What are you protecting? What are you passing over? And so something that our organization has.
What you own.
What you own, yeah. That question, we have our own a handy dandy asset inventory sheet that you can reach out to us and ascertain. And that helps you just list out exactly what you do own. The next question, this is probably the biggest question.
This is the biggest question ever.
3.
Who do you trust? Do you trust in me?
I do. I really do. I know I can trust you with everything.
Yes.
So, but that's because she's honest and passionate about what she does for our families. And so, the last question is, of course, what you want. What are your directives? What do you want to have happen?
Do you want?
Told you she was gonna write them all down for you. So she'll even make copies.
Would you like me to make a copy for you and email it to you? I can do that.
Yeah.
Email me right now, nina@trowellhouse.org, and I will actually send this posted to your email.
Actual posted.
Because I want you to know it. You can't say that we didn't give, you don't have the information, because we're bringing the information to you. You are no longer going to be in the dark about these things.
We're going to protect that bag.
We're going to protect that bag, protect your mama bag, your bag, your auntie bag, your cousin bag, your brother bag, anybody bag.
Boom. So the last thing is, we want to kind of wrap up with you all and leave you with is that the list is not the same thing as a legal will, but it's a strong first step towards getting your affairs in order. This list is just to get your wheels turning, to get you to engage and understand what's next and what's needed for you to start protecting your bag. Today's discussion was about wills, but we're going to be bringing different subject matter and concepts to you all. But there are 2 baseline things you got to understand. You need to trust the contact person. Who are you going to trust? And you also need to ascertain what you actually have. And our asset inventory sheet can help you with that, or you can just develop your own, but just make a record. And these 4 questions are the best way you can start.
That's right.
BP, what else do you have?
I like that. And because I want you to understand something, because state rules differ, you want to make sure that you use a reliable state-specific guidance and appropriate legal help. So when you're ready to formalize your documents, and let me repeat this, formalize your documents, because you may need someone to help. You may not understand the documents. And if you don't understand it, you can get a professional to help you. And I want you to understand, we are not attorneys. So I want to say that very clear, but we are professionals, and this is our wheelhouse, and we are very passionate about what we do. And we help many people protect their bag and protect their assets or gain their assets back. So please call us if you have any questions. Email us if you want to get a plan in place, like right now, and you just feel like I have to protect my stuff. So that's first thing. But Florida and Georgia do not use the same will requirements. Every state, like I said, varies. It is different all across the board. If you're in Hawaii is going to have different requirements than the Carolinas. It just is what it is. So make sure you do your due diligence and do your research before you go out there and trust people and listen to people, because it is different. They probably don't even reside in the same state that you stay in.
Man.
So now you get misinformation.
You're getting advice from that coworker from Vermont.
Yes.
But y'all living in Georgia.
Right.
So, if this episode helped you all, we're definitely asking you to subscribe to our new YouTube page. It is brand new. We are putting our love and light into the world to share this information. And so we ask you to share this with one person who keeps saying, I need to do that. Anybody that you know perhaps is just like, oh, I don't even know where to start. I keep talking about protecting my stuff. Well, share the video with them. You didn't have to tell them yourself, because sometimes we are better learned at hearing it from neutral people who have a neutral vantage point. Okay. And I need, and I also want you guys to make sure you follow Protect the Bag. It is that's my only ask.
Please.
And for more guidance that's going to provide families and help you all to stay prepared, proud, and protected. We don't want you to walk away from these info sessions and listening to our information that we're giving and not feel that. So you can reach out to us at trowellhouse.org. Nina and I both are so thankful for your time today.
Thank you.
So We will see you next time.
Stay what? Prepared, proud, and protected. And if you don't know how to do the 3 P's, hit us up.
Call her, she'll make sure.
Until next time, thank you.